Hey, welcome to Spiritual Walk Talk. Today's daily devotion is called Pray More, Worry Less. And I'm going to be reading Psalm 13, verse 1 through 2. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? So, as a child of God, you may have asked these same questions, or maybe you felt this way because you've waited so long for God to do what needs to be done. How long was repeated 4 times, which caught my attention. Sometimes it's not easy to wait, so we get impatient and we start doing things according to how we feel. So, how long is the critical question? We often get weak in our faith because of the length of our trials. So, we feel we could endure almost anything if we knew when it would come to an end. Yet, sometimes we are tried under problems that make us cry out, how long? I actually see myself when reading David's Psalms. The pain in David's heart came from a sense that God had forgotten him and that God was distancing himself from him. So no doubt David had faced worse circumstances, but had faced them more bravely when he sensed the presence of God. Yet now, feeling distant from God, it did not take much to send David into despair. So God will never forget us, ever. And God did not forget David. God did not hide his face from David, but David felt like it. When we have such strong feelings, those feelings create their own reality. So David felt God had forgotten him and felt God was hiding. So in a sense, it was true for David, but true according to his feelings, not according to fact. So feelings are a gift from God and a sign that we are made in his image. We can feel anger, love, care, sorrow, and many other feelings because God feels those feelings. But no wonder David was discouraged. David wrestled with his thoughts, and that led him to sorrow in his heart daily. So when I am discouraged or depressed, the answer is not in looking inside of myself, but in looking to the Lord. David didn't want to lose in any area he was attacked and see his enemy triumph over him. So David was depressed in 3 ways. First, in his relationship with God. Second, within himself. Third, in regard to his enemies. So David's feeling that God had abandoned him was connected to his sense of depression. So when I'm confronted with a problem or with problems, because sometimes they just come one on top of the other one, I find this to be true. The more I think about the problems, the more I get depressed. But when I pray about the problems, there is a sense of release from my hands to God's hands, and peace comes. So pray more and worry less. Have a good one.